Is your first name Salvatore?
Yes.
Remember, every time he answers truthfully, he presses in the tack.
Calculate 6 times 11 minus 15.
Maths and pain have always been partners for Tori.
54.
Do you intend to answer my questions truthfully?
Yes.
Recently featured in the movie Ocean's 13, this technique of self-harm is a popular myth.
Did you steal that cash discovered missing from Jamie's office today?
No.
But the sensors on the seat and floor catch even the slightest suspicious movement.
Okay, that's a movement. Please keep your eyes straight ahead.
I tried going for the tack, and he called me out, so I had to go straight to biting my tongue.
So it's Plan B. Tori's new painful countermeasure is tongue biting.
During your entire life, did you ever steal money stolen from a cash box, a white envelope? Did you steal that cash?
No.
After a further 80 minutes of intense scrutiny and deliberately confusing questions,
That's it. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you.
Tori and his tongue finish the interrogation close to breaking point.
I got the 3rd degree. Felt like the screws were being tightened down on me.
Grant's next, and for his technique, rather than getting physical, he's going mental.
My happy/erotic thoughts are puppies licking my face and scantily clad women.
Okay. So Grant will use the power of his not inconsiderable mind. By thinking stressful thoughts of getting caught when being honest and happy thoughts when lying, the test results are supposedly rendered inconclusive.
Regarding that cash reported missing from money stolen from a cash box, your entire life, did you ever break my questions? Is it you who stole that cash?
No.
After 90 minutes, the strain must be taking its toll.
Yes.
Grant's technique requires absolute focus and concentration.
No.
But the intensity and length of the interview are designed to counter Grant's countermeasure.
Okay. That's gonna do it.
Tori steps up to take the first swing. The rig will be calibrated to whoever's the quickest.
Whenever you're ready, Tori, then we'll show you how it's done.
Oh!
I'll come back.
Master, he hit me in the head. You teach him a lesson.
Warning, sword blows to the cranium may cause headaches. Next, will Adam's attempt have more of an edge?
Master Savage sword swinging trial, take 1.
Wow.
Look at that.
Ninja's cool black stalker wear is getting shredded. Finally, it's Grant's turn.
The ninja must go to the bathroom before he swings his sword.
He hasn't looked this incensed since Star Trek was canceled.
Master Imahara sword swinging test, take 1.
Nice.
They compare their times on the high speed, and once again, Grant aces the test.
How many frames is that?
That is 24 frames and 96 milliseconds.
Nice work.
Way to go, benchmark.
Thank you.
I think it was the face.
That's about 47 miles per hour.
Our young grasshoppers have learned much of the way of the ninja.
You have graduated to the next.
I couldn't stop now if I wanted to.
As the water rushes in, Adam is getting that sinking feeling.
Oh, man.
The crane chains go slack, and the car is sinking on its own. The 700-pound fake engine is taking it down nose first, exactly as it would in a real situation.
The water's up to my butt now. All right. Okay, it's coming past my waist. Now I can start to see under the water. Oh my God, it's coming up under the windshield. Wow, I can feel the pressure. All right, I only have a couple more breaths here.
Adam's never this quiet. So what's going on down there? The water is leaking in from every open crevice in the car, and Adam is now fully under. He holds his breath, tugs on the door, pushes his whole weight against it, but nothing happens. Finally, he can't hold his breath any longer and signals for Jamie to pass in the regulator. When the pressure ultimately equalizes, he opens the door and swims to the surface. But it was too late.
That is intense, no matter how you slice it. I died. Let's just put it that way.
Well, that's put a dampener on things. From the time the water hit Adam's knees to when he surfaced took just 1 minute and 51 seconds. But that's a long time when you're drowning.
The fact is, even though you do go vertical, you don't feel like it because the water is filling the cabin at that point. So you're kind of floating. I held my breath, I don't know, for what felt like 30 seconds, trying to push open that door, using my legs, bracing up inside the cab.
Well, you died.
Yeah, I died.
Jamie's passive observer view was a little eerie.
I'm just sitting there watching the guy drown. He's like just going nuts on that door. He's really using up his oxygen, and it didn't take him that long to run out. You don't want to be in a car when it goes down like that. It's scary.
Jamie, whenever you're ready, lower down the fuel and start driving.
Jamie the villain makes a run for it.
I'm lighting the fuel now. You can slow down, Jamie. It's moving quite slowly.
But there's no need to hurry.
That's moving really slowly.
Not exactly the high-speed blazing trail of fire we're used to seeing on the silver screen.
Okay, yeah, you can stop it.
I had to put my brakes on. I wasn't giving it any fuel to get it to go that slow. I was just like idling with my brakes half on to do that.
You can pretty much push a car faster than gasoline burns.
Kind of, sort of.
So does that put the brakes on this myth? Or will the .44 caliber sized hole make a difference?
My prediction is from what I saw in the bunker test, volume didn't affect speed that much. Now, this is a much bigger test than we were able to do in the bunker, so this will be pretty definitive, but I don't think it's going to prove anything different than we've already seen.
Jamie moves off, gently idling along at less than 5 miles an hour, easily staying ahead of the lit trail.
It's looking good, Jamie. It's keeping pace with you about 10 feet back.
Until Adam has a lapse in concentration on radio duties and fails to warn Jamie the flames are gaining on him.
Faster, faster, faster. Lift it up.
It was going along fine until it started to catch up a little bit. And all of a sudden, Adam's saying, "Gun it." And I took off, but it was too late. It actually stayed with me, and it caught up with the tank, and it could have set it off.
Traveling at the lower limit of the speedometer, Jamie is unsure of his speed, but it seems as though the fresher the trail, the faster it burns. However, another run to test that hypothesis is brought to an abrupt end when Jamie gets hemmed in.
Guys, I'm going to stop. We're going to start to have crossover.
As another band of busters once said, it's a bad idea to cross the streams.
Hey, you, it stinks in here. We're waiting for the smoke to clear in there, but provisionally, I'll say the .44 caliber hole test was really educational. Specifically noticing that the closer the line of gas got to the source, i.e. the gas tank, the faster the flame traveled. And remember, it's not the liquid gas that's burning, it's the vapor gas above the liquid. So if it's had a long time to settle, that vapor spreads out and it's got a lot of wind resistance like a weather front. But the closer it gets, the faster it travels. There may actually be something to this.
Spurred on,
Find the red lady. Find the red lady, it pays $20.
our gunslingers take pot shots at their whole hat collection.
Right between the eyes.
But those brims hardly budge. And the reason is simple. When it strikes the hat, a small projectile traveling at around 1,000 feet per second doesn't encounter enough resistance and rips straight through the material. So the question is, what does it take to flip the lid on this myth? Time to pelt the felt with something a little more powerful. Now that's more like what we see on the silver screen.
All the pellets went in here, all the pellets came out there.
The birdshot sprays out at a slower speed, striking a larger surface area. The force is enough to make hat and head part company. There's one tiny problem.
But it doesn't quite leave you able to tell the tale. I mean,
Looks like he's got an acne problem right now.
The dummy's forehead looks like a lunar landscape.
Oh, I think that's a record.
that hat is gone. He's definitely not going around going, and then he shot the hat right off my head. Because it'll also be like, then he shot the top of my head right off my head.
It's looking like this first cowboy myth might need to be run out of town on a rail.
Yeah, you know, that was fun. We culled from 15 guns down to the 3 we thought were most likely. We had 8 different hats, some 25 to 30 different shooting tests.
Yep, and the only one that consistently shot off the hat was a shotgun.
Yeah, but I think that's it's going a little far to say it shot off the hat, because I believe a good portion of your head would be going with that hat. I think we can definitively say that the movie myth that someone can fire a gun and your hat flies off your head, totally busted.
It's highly unlikely they'll take off, but they are ready to roll.
We're moving! We're moving! I know! It's working!
12 seconds later, Grant cuts the engine. It's a total success.
You did it! We weren't going fast enough to get lift.
Yeah.
But if we get going fast enough to get off that cliff, we might actually get flight.
Oh my God! We MacGyvered it! We MacGyvered it!
They sure did. Now Buster and his partner in pain get taped into the cockpit.
Ah, there we go.
Nice.
All right.
We're just minutes away from the launch. Hopes are high, but predictions are predictably mixed.
I actually think there is a fair chance that we'll be able to get some sort of sustained flight.
I think this thing is going to go down the runway, get to the edge of the cliff, go off, but I'm afraid it's just going to fall flat and crash.
I have gone back and forth between it's gonna fly and it's not gonna fly.
That's a definite maybe from Carrie and a fair assessment of their chances. Tori starts the engine, removes the chocks, and runs for cover.
Ah, run, run!
4 days' work and MacGyver's reputation will be junked or justified in the next 5 seconds.
That was sick! It almost had flight!
It went like this.
Oh, just wasn't fast enough.
You know what, though? That did way better than I thought it was going to do. It actually kind of glided down till it crashed.
If that's a glide, I'd hate to see a plummet. There was just enough power to keep the 3 wheels airborne, but the tail looked more like a vertical plow. On a brighter note, Mac's passenger would have forgotten all about his broken leg.
Big MacGyver and his bamboo ultralight is busted.
Sadly, but true.
Busted.
Now who's gonna go get all that stuff?
Well, you make the mess, you clean it up. It's an ugly ending, but things could have been a whole lot worse. There were times when they all considered flying the plane themselves.
Good news, I found the black box. It says we crashed.
But Carrie's determined to serve this disaster sunny side up.
The wings didn't fall apart. The frame basically stayed together. All of the elements worked. It's just it wasn't meant to fly.
So true and so busted.
Now we're gonna bring some real energy to the equation by using a 308 sniper round, full metal jacket.
There we go.
As to what this is gonna do to the grenade, I've been wrong for everything so far, so I'm gonna say I have no freaking idea.
3, 2, 1, fire.
The grenade went boom. We didn't disintegrate it, it blew up.
I think so. Let's look at high speed.
Okay.
The high-speed camera, the scalpel, the microscope, the light, the multi-tool for tackling time.
There it is.
And what it shows is
The grenade ignited the second that it penetrated.
That is a thing.
The blasting cap inside a grenade is actually somewhat shock sensitive. And the 308 round is a very, very high speed round. And that speed translates directly to a certain amount of energy being brought to the equation. And in our case, the 308 round, the very instant it touched the exterior of our grenade, that shock caused the entire thing to detonate early. It was a very, very powerful reaction and an instant one.
Yep, it's the second of 3 potential results, and the most common of the cinematic techniques, the mid-air explosion.
But let's think about that for a second, because if that ignited the grenade at any closer than 45 feet, which is the kill zone for a grenade, you're dead. Further than 45 feet, it starts to become almost impossible to make a shot like that. Yes, in theory, it's possible, but I would duck. Personally, I would just duck.
That worked! So to recap our final results, the high-powered rounds, the 308, actually detonated the grenade, which means that if it's within 50 feet of you, you're dead, sucker. But the low-powered rounds, the 45, and especially the shotgun, both rendered the grenades inert. The shotguns even kept the blasting cap from going off. Pretty much the exact polar opposite of what we thought was going to happen.